I've got this 25 cubic foot side-by-side refrigerator outside that had a defrost problem. It wasn't cooling real good in the fresh food compartment, and wasn't making ice either. The freezer seemed to be okay, but the back wall of it had ice on it and frost. So that's a good indicator of a defrost problem. Now the defrost consists of the defrost control, a defrost heater, and a defrost termination thermostat. So let's go out there and see how it's doing. I fixed it. Let it all defrost out. I checked the heater. The heater's good. So it must be the defrost termination thermostat. And so most 99% of the time it is. So what I'm going to do, I went ahead on and swapped it out because it's not that much money and it's a common problem on these. So let's go outside and take a look at it and see how it's doing this morning. Try not to be so shaky, but this is as you can see, is a Kenmore side by side with water and ice in the door. See how cool it is in here. Oh, nice and cool in there. I purposely left this panel off here so you could see. To get to that thermostat right there, you got to remove at least 2 of these liners and get all the shelves and everything out and remove this back portion. Okay, to check it, you can unplug that plug right there and check between the brown wire here and that other wire connected over there, the white one. If you got continuity, then the heater's fine. The heater's right in here. So everything looks to be pretty kosher. We go ahead and put the back on it and pronounce it done. It's looking like it's really good and working. That's the way it should look. That's how it should look when everything's working fine. A lot of people don't get a chance to see how one should look when it's doing okay, but that's it. Okay, this is the part number I replaced. Now you could get the exact part, but most people get a generic, which is this. It's a WR50X60. See, that says WR50X60. And what you get is a couple of mounts fitting like that to hook the wires. A couple of these. I already had some blue connectors I used. A couple of these. Now this is a termination thermostat. What I did was went ahead and snooped it right there close as I could so I'd have enough room. It's not very, if you're a big guy like me, it's kind of tight. But what you do is you go ahead and cut that and just hook the wires up. It don't matter which wire goes where. As long as you got continuity. What this thing does is when it's like a what they call a 2550. It comes on at 25 degrees and it shuts down at 50. So what happens is the timer cycle comes around to defrost. It turns the heater on. Well, this is tied into the heater. It's called a terminator. The correct termination is defrost termination thermostat, or a terminator. Okay. This one was less than $10 because it's a generic one. And what it does is, when the heater comes on, see, the defrost cycle could last, if it's like, hello truck, come on, give me some of that. Sure sounds good, them pipes on the back of that thing. Man, he wasn't even getting down on it. But anyway, what this thing does, when it goes into defrost, if you've got a timer, it's usually 21 minutes. Well, if this wasn't in the circuit, then the heater would stay on for 21 minutes, and that might damage the icebox. So when it gets up warm enough inside to melt the coils, this opens, stopping the power to the heater. That's all it does. Well, after a while, they'll just internally fail, and you can't tell it a lot. A lot of times you can look at one and see that it's busted, but this one doesn't. You can't tell. And internally it could be open too. But yeah, the heater's a nice metal heater. It's got good continuity, so it's fine. Put another one of these things on there and you're good to go. And if you're not sure if it's the heater, if it's the timer that might be going bobo, it's better to go ahead and replace this, especially if you got a little age on the icebox, because this is liable to go out first. Everything else might be alright. If it was the timer could be running all the time, but it would still, and then it would ice up. But it would take a long time to do it, because the thermostat would keep cutting it on and off, you know. And if it was also if the timer was hung in defrost, you'd know it, because the lights would be on, but the compressor and fans wouldn't be running. So if you're sitting there and the compressor and fans is running, it seems like it's just running forever and ever and ever. But it does shut off from time to time, and it's still got ice on the back of it. This is the problem right here. Later, Gator.